Okay. We have the quadrilateral GHJK, which is here. GHJK is congruent to L, M, and P. So notice G is here and L is here. So that means angle G is congruent to angle L. Angle H is congruent to angle M. Angle J is congruent to angle P. N and K is congruent to P. This same is true for the sides. So GH is congruent to LM. All right? GH is congruent to LM. So obviously, if GH is congruent to LM, it means this figure must have been turned somehow or rotated. So let's get started on solving this problem. So we know that LM is congruent to GH because we can see it from how this is set up. So with knowing that GH is here, GH is equal to 4x plus 3. And LM is equal to 6x minus 13. So we're going to set those equal to each other so we can determine the value of x. So GH is congruent to LM. So GH is 4x plus 3 is equal to 6x minus 13. So you want to pause here to see if you can solve for it before we move on. Okay, now that you've tried it, then what you want to do is you want to solve for x. So we're going to move our 3 by using the inverse operation of plus. And doing so, we see that we were able to successfully move 3, and we're left with 4x is equal to 6x minus 16. Right? So now we want to move our 6x over with our 4x. So we're left with negative 2x is equal to, this goes away, a minus 16. Now to finish getting x by itself, we divide by negative 2. So we can see that x is equal to 8. Now, knowing that x is equal to 8, now we can find the length of LM. LM is 6x minus 13. And so if x is equal to 8, that means that LM is equal to 6 times 8 minus 13. So you want to put that in your calculator and determine what the value is. So once you get it in your calculator, you'll find that LM is equal to 48 minus 13. So therefore, the length of LM is 35 centimeters. All right, and so you can put a box around that, and that's going to be your answer. So, well, I don't want to cover it up, so we'll just put see if I can put a box around it. Yeah. Move it up a little bit. And that's not how I want it, but we'll finally write it in here. LM is equal to 35 centimeters. And we substitute it for the x value. All right? Now, let's set up and determine what the value, the angle is for L. So we know that the angle L is equal to the angle G. We don't know what that value is, but we see that L is 10y. And we know that the angle H is also equal to angle M. So we have H is equal to M. Now, we see that there are both y's here in this. This is 9y plus 17, and this is 11y minus 1. So we can see that H is equal to M based upon the placement of these values. Angle H is equal to angle M. So once we find the value of Y, we can find the value of the angle L. So let's do that. We're going to note that we first know that the angle that corresponds to L is G. So let's write that down. Angle L is congruent to angle G. All right. And so we know that angle L is equal to 10y. That's angle L. But we don't know what y is. So we're going to use the fact that we know that angle H is also congruent to angle M. Angle H is 9y plus 17, and angle M is 11y minus 1. So this is a very simple algebraic equation that we have to solve for y. All right, so let's do that now. So I'm going to move the 17 over to the right to be over here with this negative 1. The reason why I'm doing minus 17 is because we do the opposite operation. 9y is therefore equal to 11y minus 18. So we're not finished because we have to get y by itself. So we're going to move this 11y by saying minus 11y on both sides of the equal sign. So I'm going to continue working up here. So my 9y minus 11y is a minus 2y is equal to a minus 18. We divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. So we find that y is equal to 9. If y is 9, then angle L, which is 10 times y, is going to be equal to 10 times 9. So angle L is equal to 90 degrees. All right? And that's how you do